Coming up next on the Get Down, PlayStation 5 issues, a new game in development, super scary looking, super gory. Feeling like doing a little streaming, maybe trying to monetize? We'll give you the rundown of the top 3 devices to use to capture or stream. And I'm going to do a little bit of ranting about one of the things I hate the most in games, scalpers. All of this, plus awesome conversation next on the Get Down.
Talk nerdy to me. Get nerdy with me.
Welcome back to the Get Down. I am your host or co-host, the Hammer.
I'm your boy Snake. I got him.
I'm Mingo D.
Beat him again. God dang, that's like 2 weeks in a row now, beat him. God dang. God dang. All right, well, I'm not going to waste much time. I'm going to go ahead and get right into this. We'll start off with a little PS5 news. Apparently, and it's not, let me reiterate, it's not a lawsuit yet. But apparently there are legal teams involved. They're putting out questionnaires to people about PS5 DualSense controllers having controller drift. Yes, controller drift. You know that thing that used to happen back on Nintendo 64, where the stick would start to wear out and get controller drift? Yeah, apparently there's a thing with PS5s and DualSense controller and the rumble feature and everything that is making the controls begin to have drift. It's not happening to everybody. It's not happening to everybody, which is the reason why I think they're putting out the poll. They're putting out the questionnaires of different people that have purchased. But apparently there are cases of it going around. Actually, one of the IGN commentators, I can't think of the guy's name, but apparently his control is not in the best condition. Apparently he's had some control drift and a couple other problems. May have had a rumble feature, like one side of his control stopped working with the rumble thing. So it is a thing to watch for. Make sure, if you have a PS5 and you've had that problem, comment below, let us know. Apparently it's a thing and they're trying to watch it, because if it gets to be too much of a problem, they have the Consumer Protection Agency now. They'll make a lawsuit and Sony will be responsible for replacing controllers or refunding partial money for controllers. So something to look out for. Also, quick news, really, really quick, we wanted to talk about. There is a new game, and it's not a game yet. Let me rephrase that. It is a what's the best way to put it? It is something that's being worked on. It's called Project Ill. It looks fantastic. The guy that's doing it, he's a graphic artist. He's basically taken the Unreal Engine, Unreal 4, and he is slowly creating a horror game. And when I tell you this thing looks awesome, it looks fantastic. I'm sure we can have some footage of it, just a little bit of footage, because there's trailers everywhere of this game. It looks fantastic. Like the creatures, it gives you the perfect mix of like Resident Evil, the Village version, or like Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, and Silent Hill. Because the zombies aren't like zombies, like just, you get flesh-eating zombies in games, you know what that's like. But these are actually coherent and understand what's going on, and they're not just dumb. Almost a little bit like maybe Resident Evil 4, where the people were like sick and they could communicate and talk and do things. It's kind of like that, but they have, I guess, what's going to be called the illness or whatever it is, parasite or whatever the hell it is. It turns them into these creatures. And in the video, you'll see it. The guy like transforms into this creature, just like burst out of his human flesh into this thing. It's the craziest stuff ever, but it's definitely something to look out for. It's developed by a guy out of Russia. He's slowly putting together a team to try to turn this into a full-fledged game. I'm hoping the right people see it and they pick this up and do something with it, because it looks awesome. It looks fan-freaking-tastic. So go check it out. You can look it up anywhere on YouTube. It's called Project Ill. Give it a look, because it is definitely worth the time. It's worth the couple minutes you have to watch it, because if it turns into a for real game, man, I'll be the first one to purchase it, I promise you, because it looks dope. I know Snake's seen it since he's He's back with us now. I know he's seen it. It is a thing. Hey man, it's okay. We're live. We do this. It's okay. I have to turn and answer my phone sometimes. It's okay. Anyway, anyway. Now I'm gonna get into a little bit of a rant before I go into some more good news. So apparently, when they released the consoles, you two guys know when they released consoles, they were having an issue with people scalping. People go in, buy 4 or 5 PlayStations, buy 4 or 5 Xboxes, turn around and sell them $1,500 a piece on the internet. Well, I guess they got tired of doing that, and now they are doing this with Pokemon, the game. So apparently McDonald's, I guess, is starting to do Pokemon trading cards again, the Pokemon game. And they're having issues with people going into McDonald's, buying tons of, I guess, Happy Meals, throwing the food away, but keeping the cards, building sets, and then putting them online, selling them. There's been some that were up to $3,000 per booster set that people are selling online. Yeah, and listen, these two guys know, and I'm gonna ask their opinion. They know I fucking hate Scalper. I think that is the worst. That is some of the worst crap that you can do. It ruins things. It makes it difficult for people that the average person that wants to buy something. It makes it hard because they can't go to the store and buy whatever it is, or they can't go, in this case, McDonald's, get the Happy Meal and get the damn cards because you went in and bought them all, and then you're turning around and throwing them on the internet for some ridiculous ass price. People that do this, I really do hope they start cracking down on them. I think they should charge them like a ridiculous amount in taxes, like something that's so stupid that it makes it absolutely worthless to even try to do the scalping thing. Like it's unnecessary that they sit there and do that crap. I mean, what do you guys think? What is your opinions? I can go on all day and I don't want to, so I'm gonna get y'all's opinion.
I mean, the scalpers, like you said, that they got tired of doing it. They didn't get tired. They just move around. They go wherever they can get a buck.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame them from throwing the food away. I mean, it's McDonald's, so
people need food.
Yeah, but
there's
man,
hungry
there's people
out there.
There's people, yeah, man.
They
I mean,
need food. Go get food. McDonald's isn't food.
Okay, but if you're gonna, I mean,
you'd be better off eating the actual cardboard that the freaking Happy Meals made out of.
Okay, but to throw it in the trash, man, and there's people that's terrible. I mean,
it's still terrible.
That's terrible in itself. If you're gonna be an asshole and buy it just for the cards, you could at least go give it to somebody that maybe isn't gonna eat tonight. I mean, even if it ain't the best thing in the world. I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyway, Mingo, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, I get upset.
Not to get political. And don't you hate people just start that off? Hope this isn't offensive, and then they offend you, and then they offend. Okay, no. One of the things they talked about when they talking about the scalpers is that it's some sort of law here that it's not technically illegal for them to do the part that they're doing, like because they're using bots or whatever. Since they're using a bot, it's like a little loophole, kind of like a middleman type thing, to where they're able to do this. What I would like, since we've had all this crazy stuff with politics and elections and stuff, I just want someone local, big or whatnot, or government or whatever, to make that law. Why don't you make that law to stop the use of bots or something? Because if that is all that it is, because apparently, of course you can't scalp, but the scalping thing is stopped at like stores, because you physically can't buy something from a store and then resell it. So that's like an actual rule. But when it's bots, it's like, oh, well, the bot did it, and that's the actual loophole. So I don't know. I hate it because that's how they get away with it. Because like you said, this is news, and police and everyone know that these people are taking these things and doing it. But now what? And then apparently they could say, well, they bought, I'm not sure how it works with food. I'm not sure if it's, oh, well, they bought food, so technically the trading cards are free. I'm not really sure. I'm assuming that's probably what they're going to say. I'm going to say, well, the trading card was technically a gift that came with the food. They actually bought the food. And so it's okay, and whatever they decide to do with that food, throw it away, eat it, the trading cards are free and they can resell that because that's technically their property. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but I wish that they should have a rule against the bots and some kind of rule against that type of thing, because that to me, I'm not really happy with it. Pun, happy.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Technically, because they bought it, like they can do whatever they want with it. I mean, and my screen just freaked out just now.
yeah. So I would think that maybe the issue for this one, are they stopping? They could probably say that they're stopping kids or other adults from buying food. Technically, you could say, well, there's a shortage on, I don't know, bread. Then McDonald's can't sell a lot of bread because these scalpers are buying so much McDonald's, which they probably won't because they like the money, but they're buying so much that people can't, buy this specific product to maybe save the cards, but who knows? I don't know. Or maybe Pokemon could say this is bad for using our product, Nintendo, bad for using our product. I'm not really sure how this works. I'm really interested to find out what they would decide to do, if they decide to do anything, but who knows? I mean,
Yeah, and
that's my take on it.
I just hope they do crack down on scalpers, because they deserve every bit of just fines or whatever.
I'm telling you, they ought to tax the absolute hell out of them, like to where they don't make no profit, because you just sit there and did that, especially when they were doing like the console thing. Nothing against the card game, but I mean, you literally were stopping people that wanted to go buy a console for a regular price. You're stopping them from doing it because you are scalping them. You're taking them and then charging $1,500 online, and you can't walk into any store. You can't really, if you want to go to a regular online retailer, you can't find it because your bots bought all of them and now are reselling them on eBay for $1,500 a piece. And those are the only ones you can find. Like, I think that's bullshit. I'm sorry, it just is. But anyway, moving on, because like I said, this is a whole subject that pisses me off. So Microsoft is doing something that I'm glad somebody had some sense about doing. And they're still in the middle of paperwork and legalities to acquire ZeniMax or Bethesda and some of the other studios that they've already acquired. Well, they've gotten smart. They're coming up with a separate company that's owned by them, but it's set up to be the umbrella company for all of these different properties that they just bought, including ZeniMax. It's going to be called Vault. And Vault is going to be, it's like a subsidiary of Microsoft so that they don't get sued for being a monopoly. Because as we know, if you start getting too many companies, somebody's going to finally say something within the government, and then you're going to have a Google situation where, Google and not Google, Facebook and Amazon and all of them sitting on trial in front of, Congress and whatnot, they're accusing you of being a monopoly. So Microsoft's doing it the smart way. They own the company that is the umbrella company for all the studios and things that they're buying. So if you see anything called the Vault, don't get freaked out. It's not a scam. It's not a joke. It is a Microsoft-owned company, but it's just the umbrella for all of the different studios and properties that they're getting to keep themselves legal, so they don't have to deal with the extra. So that is a thing. Look out for that, because I'm sure if they're doing that, they're probably on the way of acquiring a few more things. I'm still watching to see if they're going to do the thing with Warner Brothers. That caught my eye the first time I even saw that brought up. That could be huge with them getting Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers gives them, several titles that could end up, I won't say Xbox exclusive, but they could be Xbox first titles. Mortal Kombat. Anyway, so last thing I wanted to run through, something that as a gamer, I like to, I get online and I like to watch people that stream, or I like to watch people that do, the YouTube thing like we're doing. They put their content on there. My little brother does it. He records himself. He, captures all his gameplay. So I got thinking, they had a really good lineup of the top 3 capture cards / streaming devices that you should get should you want to create content or stream. So on this list, and I had to write it down because there's quite a few of them. There's the Elgato 4K. It's called the 60S Plus. Now they already have a 4K 60S, and the S Plus apparently gives you the full 4K through the stream. The previous one, it'll record 4K, but you can't stream 4K. So you would stream 1080p, but you could record 4K. This one, you can stream 4K, 60 frames a second, super awesome content, online, live, whatever you're deciding to play. It does not require a PC. Matter of fact, the 3 I'm talking about do not require PCs. They can be streamed. It doesn't require you to be hooked into the PC. You can stream from it into the web. So this can record to a SD card if you want to just record and not stream it. You don't have to just outright you got to stream it, and that's the only thing you can do. You can actually take the device, put the card in there, play your game, record it to that, and then go upload it, edit, and then put it out on the internet. So that's the Elgato, and Elgato is pretty famous. I mean, it's pretty well known company. I mean, they've had several different capture devices and audio cards and whatnot. I've dealt with the Elgato audio card at one time. May have been either audio or video card, one or two, but it was a good device. Next, there's one that's called our Media Live Gear Portable 2 Plus. And this one is probably, by the way, that Elgato will run you about $400. It's about $400 retail. This next one I was just talking about, it's $129 or $130. But it only does 1080p on a stream. It has, let me see. It's another one again. You don't have to have a PC. You can record to an SD card, just like the other one. It's just it's kind of a downgrade because it's not 4K. If you're not that worried about 4K, I still think 1080p looks good. But do what now?
I was wondering if you can still hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. That's fine. It is the only thing about it is, like I said, it's not 4K. You won't get 4K stream or 4K recording. It's just 1080p. You can still get the 60 frames, but you just can't get 4K. I feel like it's a good starter, or if you're just, if you're not like a major streamer or a major, like it's gotta be this, you can roll with that device, and, you're not breaking the bank, because at $130, that's pretty decent. You have a comment or?
Oh, you can see me, and my screen's just.
Oh yeah, I can see you. I thought you had a comment. Hey, just out of curiosity, before I name this last one off, because the last one is pretty awesome, I want to talk about it. Which capture card do you have, Snake? Because you got one.
Oh, it's called a hodgepodge.
Ah, okay. Yes, I know the device. And I was surprised. Matter of fact, yes, I do remember you telling me. And I was surprised that it wasn't in this little top 3 that they had. Because it's not a bad one either. They've had a couple of different ones that I thought were pretty decent.
Mine's like a cheap one. So.
Well, I mean, it still does.
Anybody wants a good start off one? The hodgepodge is really pretty good to go. Good way to do it.
You heard it here first. All right, so for the last one, the granddaddy, that's what I call it, because this is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I'm not gonna cuss. I even already did it several different times. Anyway, it is called the Atmos Ninja 5. And it is a portable, PC-free capture card. And when I say that, this thing has a display, has a LCD display built onto the device. So when you hook your game into it, yeah, it could you pull it out of your backpack. Let's say you were somewhere at somebody else's house, you're gonna play a game, you want to record on their system. You pull this thing out of there, you plug it into their system, and it will display what you're playing. Like if I want to hook it up to my Xbox, I can literally play my Xbox from the display on the capture card. Yeah, it is. It is freaking amazing. It's touchscreen, and you can record. The only thing you cannot do with this one is you cannot stream, but you can record. It captures anything you want to capture. It captures full 4K, 60 frames per second, and you can edit on this thing. You can do basic editing on this device. In order to do the editing, you have to hook a hard drive to it, and it has a spot on the back where you can like click on a hard drive, and you of course use the SATA cable to hook it up. So definitely something to check out if you really are into it. It's what you want to get because it's $600. But for a touchscreen, I think that would be absolutely dope. Definitely worth it. And with that, I am done. We appreciate y'all for being with us. Once again, please, it helps. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, talk to us. On YouTube. Do that on YouTube, and then go over to Facebook and talk to us. We like talking on Facebook. I haven't talked on there in a while, but I do like conversating on Facebook. I promise I'm gonna start sharing more because I find stuff all the time, and I should share it anyway. So conversate with us on Facebook. We always enjoy y'all coming up there. We love the conversation. And I guess until next time, since there's no joke, I'm offended. I am super offended. My show would be the one where the streak is broken. But since we do not have that, appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time here on The Get Down.
Talk nerdy to me. Get nerdy with me.